Did you know there's 84 trillion, yeah, that's trillion with a T, $84 trillion set to transfer in wealth over the next 25 years? But here's what's shocking to me. Most financial advisors will not see their share of that transfer in any meaningful way. You know, despite managing millions or even billions for their clients, many financial advisors are simply stuck trading time for money. They lack a scalable plan for their own wealth. And as a result, their families are left without the generational wealth they worked so hard to help others build. Imagine what's possible if you could break that cycle. What if you could design a financial advisory practice that not only serves the clients that you have the honor and privilege to serve and you care for, but also creates financial independence for generations in your family to come? Today, I'm going to share 3 critical shifts that help me escape from this trap that so many advisors are in, trading time for dollars, and allow me to build a business that created generational wealth for myself and my family. Let's dive in. The first point I want you to consider is this: your business will never grow beyond the level of your thinking. If you think small, your results will be small. So it's January as I'm recording this in 2025, and I'm now rereading a lot of the books that I read every year. I was reading Henry Ford a lot in Think and Grow Rich, but Henry Ford made this statement that my dad said over and over and over again, and now I find myself saying it not only into this microphone, but to my children. And that is this: Henry Ford said, whether you think you can or think you can't, you're right. And I believe that with all my heart. You see, when he introduced the assembly line, many thought it was impossible to make cars in the masses. But his belief in innovation, his belief in seeing a future that was not yet built, revolutionized the auto industry and ultimately built himself a fortune. I love the story in the book. I think it's chapter 1, maybe chapter 2, where Henry Ford had this vision of a casted V8 motor block. And it had never been done before. And the engineer said, it's impossible. You can't do this. It's not possible. But Henry Ford said, no, I will have this. So 6 months went by. He checked in on him, this group of engineers. Sir, we can't do it. It's impossible. He said, no, keep working on it. A year went by. It's impossible. Keep working on it. And just after that, the breakthrough happened. Henry Ford and so many others like him that have reached some level of success understands that the beliefs we have, whether we think we can or we think we can't, it controls our output. So let me ask you this simple question. Are your beliefs propelling you forward or are they holding you backwards? Now, when we think about beliefs, many of us look at survival instead of growth. We're talking right now around thinking. We have this scarcity mindset, as we often may hear, versus an abundance mindset. Now, in the financial advisory space, the average financial advisor makes just under $100,000 back in 2023. It's moved up a little bit, according to the U.S. Bureau of Labor and Statistics. And that may not seem like enough income to build long-term generational wealth, but it is. Even if we don't own a business, we can take that and we can apply it properly to build the wealth we desire. It all comes down solely to operating with an abundance mindset. In fact, as advisors, we deal with this with our clients. When the market dips, time out, look to the future. We're not dealing with the present. You need the money today. We say things to try to get our clients to focus on growth and this abundant mindset, but so many of us shift into this scarcity mindset. As I'm coaching advisors now, what I notice is there's 3 segments of advisors. You have this advisor group that just wants education. And the idea is that I'm going to gain some knowledge. And so therefore, with this knowledge, it's going to change my life. I see people go out and get these credentials and I really laugh. I laugh out loud when I see somebody that's alphabet soup behind their name and they're really not applying what they've learned. They're thinking, I've heard people say, man, I just earned this designation. Hey, Justin, you were my instructor at the Exit Planning Institute and I earned my SEPA designation. And now that I have this designation, I should be able to break out. No, that's the wrong mindset. So I have this mindset where people think I get more education, it's going to help. The other mindset is that we begin looking scarcely at the way we operate a business. I literally was talking with somebody yesterday and they said, Justin, I want to go out on my own. It's $3,000 a month was my coaching fee for this particular person. And he's like, I can't afford that. I'm like, dude, don't go out on your own. If you can't afford that, you're not going to be able to make the decisions as a business owner because there's times we have to spend money knowing that we're going to fail in the dollars. We're we're spending money, it's going to feel wasted, but it's the failure, or it's that little nugget that we learn. Our scarcity mindset, where we spend our dollars, where in this knowledge level, or the way we hoard our dollars without applying it to growth, will hold us stuck, friends. And then finally, not investing in yourself. I love Warren Buffett's quote around the best investment, he says, you can make is in yourself. Now, Justin, you just said some of us go out and get credentials. We do. And there's nothing wrong with credential. Don't hear me wrong. I think education is great, but education without application leads to stagnation. People will not pay you for education. What they're looking for is a framework to which you can apply and for them to succeed. That's what our clients come to us. And candidly, as business owners, that's what we're looking for. We're looking for somebody who can teach us, but also shortcut our path forward. Where we often disconnect it is we're not willing to pay them for their skill set. And what I notice consistently between the advisors who are building generational wealth, and which is the top 4 percentile, mind you, and the other 96% is this. The top 4 or 5% consistently pay premium dollars to premium coaches. They consistently invest in not only their personal development from the industry, but also their personal development from outside the industry. And they invest in tools. And as a result, their wealth is exponentially higher than the vast majority. But the vast majority want the results and are not willing to move forward. And it's all in the mind, friend. It's all in the mind. So look, if you want to build generational wealth, that's your goal. May I submit to you that it all starts with how you think. Just perhaps Napoleon Hill had it right when he said, think and grow rich. And I submit to you that the thinking framework and the way my coaches still to this day talk to me and the way my brain is being programmed by people outside is led directly to my success. Now, number 2, most advisors are drowning in tasks because they don't know how to say no. See, every yes to something that is unimportant or is going to lead you off the mark of your destiny or off the mark of your vision or off the mark of your desires and does not lead you away from your pain point is a no to your future. John Rockefeller was pretty interesting. He's one of America's most wealthy families of all times, and he focused in on the oil industry, as you may know. He didn't try to dominate every industry, but he concentrated on one. What do we do as financial advisors? We say yes to everything. When you do not target your audience, when you do not get hyper niche on who you're going to serve, and you say yes to everybody that can fog a mirror, you're actually draining your time, your energy, your value in your company, and your scalability of your practice. So one of the problems is that we don't say no. We don't say no to people that we are not properly positioned to serve because we don't know who our target avatar is. And on that point, friends, I would tell you this is exactly what we teach in our mastering classes. In our mastermind classes, we teach you the framework and how to narrow down your avatar. You got to check it out. The other thing we do is we say yes to distractions. We get distracted so easily. There was a study by the Harvard Business Review that found that people who focus on the most important task in their business, get this, are 25% more productive than those who don't. And I submit to you, it's probably greater than that in the financial advisory space because there's so much noise. But even that 25% could be the sheer margin of error over this marathon that you're running that will move you from generational wealth to missing that. You see, many of us as advisors, we fill our day with administrative tasks. Remember this, every hour spent on a distraction is an hour not spent building generational wealth. Mic drop moment, that's it. Friends, let me ask you, how is your time being spent? You know what we also do is we say no to growth opportunities. The fear of failure leads so many advisors to say no. And I really didn't realize how conservative as a species, or as an industry, I should say, but as a species, literally, we financial advisors are. I'm not that way. And what I've noticed is most financial advisors who are uber successful, who build generational wealth, those that many people admire, they're very interesting. They're willing to fall. They're willing to fail. They're willing to lose some money for the sake of education, for the sake of a quest. This last year, after we regained Financially Simple, I was teaching my team, this is what's going to happen. So look, I'm going to spend some money and not every dollar is going to get a result. We're going to waste some money this year. And their face literally turned white, like, you're going to waste some money. In fact, one of my team members said, you're literally just going to throw money away. I said, we're not going to know where it's going to go, but yes, there's going to be some wasted money. When I look back throughout this year, there was probably about $60,000 of money that we could have probably redeployed better. Now, does that mean it was wasted? They might say it was wasted because it didn't yield the results. Well, to me, it did. The money wasn't wasted because it shut a door that I don't need to go down. It gave me a framework to say, that's not the right direction, or that methodology won't work for me, or this. And with everything that did not yield a result, it gave me a positive direction and the opposite movement. So whenever I'm building a business or when I'm teaching advisors to build business, it is fail and fail often. In fact, the faster you fail and the more frequent you fail, the faster you are to reach your success. But yet that's not the mindset that so many of us in the financial advisory space have. We're so scared that if we spend this dollar, it's not going to yield the results. If we hire this coach, it's not going to yield results. If we use this technology, it's not going to yield results. Or my favorite, what does compliance have to say? Who gives a flying flip what compliance has to say? Yes, I said it. We're building a business here. Where there is a will, there's a way. And by the way, you're listening to somebody who's built a generational wealth practice, built a generational wealth practice in a short period of time, and I have a pure U4, no marks on it. That's right. I work with many compliance officers. I sit across the table from regulators, and they'll often say, Justin, explain this to me. How did you defend this? And I defend it based on the business principles. 0 marks, friend, on a U4. So when I say I don't give a flying flip what the compliance has to set thing, I'm talking about in terms of growing the business. Before you send me the hate mail, when I talk about compliance in business, that's one thing. But man, they do a great job of protecting the consumer and protecting us. And so I find deep respect for my compliance officers out there. So before you send me the hate mail, I'm not saying compliance is not needed. I'm just saying that, look, our mindset is, because of the way we're framed, the way we're trained, is we say no to so many growth opportunities. So when we're looking forward to this year, if you want to build generational wealth, learn the art of saying no. All right, here's the third one. Serve one person exceptionally well. I've kind of alluded to this already, but that is the key principle to that individual who is going to build generational wealth and those who are not. When you try to serve anyone or everyone, you serve no one well. Get this, including yourself. Building wealth starts with focusing on that one client and serving them better than anyone else. When we're talking to clients, we ask them what is their goal, and we get that one goal that they want to have. Maybe it's retirement, maybe it's a travel, maybe it's a child's education, whatever it is. What is that one goal? And we get that one goal and we posture it in such a way where that one goal consumes them. If you're going to serve one person well, this is my favorite lesson that we teach in our mastermind and our one-day sessions and our private client sessions. I love this. In fact, we're actually going to be building a digital course for the masses, that way that you can partake in this one particular thing. And that is, you have to identify your ideal client. You have to identify your ideal client. So whenever I grew my business exponentially, it wasn't on accident that I went from 0 to an 8-figure exit in 49 months. I knew exactly who I was going to serve, and I designed everything within the company to serve that individual. You know, just like Starbucks perhaps, so I focused on creating a premium coffee experience. I honed in on one particular niche, one particular avatar, and I built a best-in-class solution to fix their needs. As a result, generational wealth, 49 months. But so many of us in the financial advisory space, because we have limited beliefs, because we live in scarcity, because we don't understand business, because we're not being coached properly, we think, we got to throw a big net out there. The bigger the net, the more people we can serve. And it's the exact opposite. In fact, it blows my mind. I have yet to see another industry where they literally tell you to write the names down to 200 different people and go out and try to sell them your crap. It blows my mind, but the financial world does it. Friends, see, when you specialize, not only does it allow you to charge a higher fee, but it also gives you a greater ability to scale. So let me ask you a simple question. Who is your ideal client? And if you say a business owner, then you don't have an ideal client. If you say a retiree, you don't have an ideal client. I'm talking about, I want to see a picture, and I want you to know their syntaxes, and I want you to know everything about them, how they vote, how they shop, where they shop, what their religion is, what their hobbies are, what their fears are. I want you to live and breathe them so much that you know every pain point they have before they ever even thought about it. That's an ideal client. But yet I can go to almost countless websites and look at them, and it's the same exact BS out there. It's like, well, we serve retirees. And we have this process and here's who we are. And I'm like, no wonder you're struggling. No wonder you're struggling. No wonder you won't create generational wealth. So I get really passionate about serving one client because for me, what I saw in my own life is when I got laser focused, generational wealth was not far behind. And every single client who would actually pause and take a moment and be coached properly and go through the exercises and build that avatar, generational wealth happens. Because then you can go to tailor your services. Whenever I find my avatar, I could tailor my services to that person. Get this. You can also move to your marketing. You can also move to your sales. You can also move to your scaling process. You can also pick out who the buyer for your firm is 15, 20 years from now, all because of that one cornerstone of your practice. So let me ask you a simple question. Are you on the path to build generational wealth? Is it going to take you 40 years? Or can you do it in 3, 4, 5? See, I have this philosophy. I have this belief. I believe that if I have to work, I should make as much money as I possibly can as quick as possible because money scales exponentially. Money is directly contributed to time. The faster you earn income, the faster you build wealth, the more wealth you have. We know this. We know this because of the compound interest effect. But yet so many advisors, we don't even practice what we preach. So if helping others build wealth is what you do, are you building wealth for yourself? Are you thinking big enough? Are you saying no to distractions? Are you focusing on the right clients? You'll never build generational wealth that you desire or perhaps you deserve until you do these 3 things. This is the year when you're going to see that if you start applying these principles that yield results, you will have your breakout year. One of our testimonials out there from one of our clients and our coaching clients, they said, Justin's advice is practical, but more importantly, he cares. You see, guys, my name means a lot to me. Scripture says, what's in a name? What's in a name? A good name is rather be chosen than great riches. And at the end of the day, I want to leave a mark. I want to blaze a trail for the next season of my life to impact my brothers and sisters who are financial advisors and are struggling, who are wasting time, who are not achieving their own dreams while they're pouring on to others' lives. I want my mark for this next season to say, man, Goodbread helped me. Goodbread cared. And because of his care and because he spoke to me as his coach spoke to him, he spoke to me with love, but he spoke to me with authority because he's done it. Not just once, not just twice, 6 times. Reached a status that many of you would aspire. And that's not a beating my chest, friends. Now it's about, man, I want to give y'all a hand up. So friends, my challenge to you is it's time to shift your mindset. Narrow your focus and start treating your business, your practice, like the wealth building vehicle it is designed to be. If you need help, this is what I do. Reach out. I have a free strategy call. I'd love to help you. Till next time, y'all go out and make it a great day.